In Star Wars Jedi Survivor, there seems to be two major enemy factions. One of course being the Empire, as we've seen a lot in the trailers, but then this back-to-tank guy, and I would assume his henchmen, seem to be an even bigger part of the story. Now it could of course be wrong, and this is all speculative, but it feels to me that the Empire won't be playing as big a role in this game as they did in Fallen Order. Now the Empire will obviously be a huge force in the game and play a big role in the story, but perhaps not as much as this group seemingly led by this person. In Fallen Order trailers, we see the Inquisitors quite a lot and they are the main bosses, but in this game all of the bosses that we've seen from the trailers seem to be affiliated with this person from the back-to-tank, but given the Empire will still likely play a big role in the game, you'd think that they would have some big bosses as well. So far, this Powan Senator seems to be the only major player of the story with the Empire that we've seen thus far, and I can't imagine he would be a boss fight, and in Fallen Order we obviously had the Inquisitors. Now we've seen no evidence of Inquisitors just yet, but where the Jedi and Empire meet, Purge Troopers and Inquisitors aren't far behind. So if we are to see Inquisitors, then who would we see? Well, the fifth brother is set to appear in the Jedi Battle Scars novel, and we know the Survivor takes place in 9BBY, which is the same year as the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, which we know the fifth brother is in, so it could take place around a similar time, in which case he's occupied, but chances are it would probably be happening before or after. Regardless, I'm expecting to see one or two new Inquisitors, even just briefly would actually be quite nice, but biggest of all, I'm expecting to see the ninth sister return with a thirst for revenge. Now I know some of you may be thinking, how could that be? In Fallen Order you fight the ninth sister on top of the big tree on Kashyyyk and she falls to her doom, or does she? Firstly, we never actually see her die, so I don't think it's fair to assume she suddenly did, but also if you look at her character databank on the game, it says Cal defeats her, but is she truly gone? Now I don't know about you guys, but that to me seems very suspicious. If she was dead, then surely they would just say that. Since they've left it so open-ended though, it sounds like Respawn have bigger plans for her. Perhaps one that means she'll appear in Jedi Survivor and be more challenging than she was before in Fallen Order. The return of the ninth sister is something that I'd honestly find really cool, but it really wouldn't surprise me if it did happen. In fact, I'd actually be more surprised if she didn't come back in any way. Even just a mention of her still being alive in the game would actually be quite nice. But ideally I'd actually really like to have her as a boss fight. But we will of course just have to wait and see. Anyway guys, that is it from me today. Let me know in the comments whether you think the ninth sister will return or not, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to never miss a piece of Star Wars Jedi Survivor content. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.